Yo, what up, beautiful people? And anyone watching this later on, what's up, what's up? So today, we are going to be building the perfect UFC fighter. I am doing this live, so let me just double check and make sure this is all good. All right, yeah, we're going to be building the perfect UFC fighter today. Now, listen, you may think some of these are hot takes. You may think some of these are crazy. You may think some of these are the best takes you've ever seen in your entire life. But all I got to say at the end of all this is it's an opinion, okay? It's my opinion. And if you don't like it, you are more than welcome to drop a comment down below and, you know, let me know what your opinion differs from mine. But let's get into it, man. There's going to be 5 categories that we're going to be looking at today: boxing, wrestling, jiu-jitsu, the power, the sheer power that some of these guys possess in the UFC, pound for pound power, and then cardio. Now, each of these categories, I'm going to have 3 fighters. Now, let me actually, whatever. Too late now. You guys already kind of seen the categories, but you don't know who my pick is because I have 3 people in each category, and I'm going to break it down, okay? I'm going to break down who my pick is and potentially why the other 2 could be picks as well, bro. Really, they could be. First category, boxing. Boxing, sheer boxing. I'm talking not kickboxing, not dirty stand-up. I'm talking technical, powerful boxing. When it comes to boxing, there are 3 guys that really stand out to me specifically in the UFC. Ilia Topuria, Petr Yan, and Dustin Poirier. Now, if you're going to sit here and you're going to tell me, oh, well, where's Max Holloway on this list? What happened to him? He's the best boxer in the UFC. Max Holloway is a good boxer. Max Holloway is very good. But when it comes to not only having very technical stand-up, but having that sheer ability to put your opponent out, I think these guys rise above to the occasion a little bit better than Max Holloway does. Now, Ilia Topuria, we've seen what this guy can do. He's out-techniqued probably one of the most technical guys in the UFC in Volkanovski. And then he, arguably, some people want to say he lost that first round against Max. Other people don't want to admit any of that kind of stuff. But at the end of the day, this dude was the first one to put Max Holloway's lights out. That is insane in and of itself after coming off of a crazy-ass KO over Volkanovski. That speaks for itself. Ilia Topuria, honestly, on this list, outshines the other 2. Now, Dustin Poirier is phenomenal. He's outstruck some of the top boxers that have ever existed in the UFC, and Conor McGregor. But, guys, Ilia Topuria is next level. Dude, this guy is so good. And I'm not even glazing Ilia Topuria, okay? I'm not even trying to glaze this guy. I'm not even trying. I'm just giving him his credit, bro. I'm just giving him his credit. Ilia Topuria is good, man. And I think when it comes to these 3, like I said, they're all phenomenal boxers. They are all very good. But, bro, Ilia Topuria is technical and he's got the power. So give me Ilya, bro. Ilya to start the night off. Now, next on the list is wrestling. And this one is honestly going to be a little bit tougher because we got 3 absolute killers here in Khamzat Chimaev, Islam Makhachev, and Belal Muhammad. Belal Muhammad coming off an absolute clown showing of Leon Edwards. This guy made Leon Edwards look like an amateur. And Belal's been doing it for a fat minute, bro. Belal's been this guy. The crazy unbeaten streak that he's on, that in and of itself just shows you what kind of legacy this guy is building and how good he really is. Islam Makhachev, pretty self-explanatory. The guy's a beast. He's a Dagestani by blood, by nature. He's a phenomenal wrestler. And then you got the killer, the absolute murderer in Khamzat Chimaev, coming off of one of the most vicious wins I've ever seen, and it was a submission. Now, Belal Muhammad, like I said, is a beast. He ragdolled. He threw Leon Edwards around for 5 rounds. I mean, this guy could probably throw around Colby, maybe even Kamaru Usman. You know what I mean? Belal Muhammad is that good. Now, obviously, Kamaru Usman would be able to hold his own. He's got phenomenal cardio, but I feel like Belal would put up a pretty good fight against Usman. But that's another conversation for another day. When it comes to the wrestling, if I could pick any one of these 3, I would take first round Khamzat Chimaev. If first round Khamzat Chimaev, which the pace that he sets is so grueling that there's literally no way. I mean, the only person that could probably keep up with that kind of pace is Merab Dvalishvili. But I'm talking about dominant wrestling, okay? I'm not talking about shoot 30 freaking takedowns on your opponent and only score 8 of them. I'm talking take your opponent down and he's not getting up. And then if he does get up, you're slamming him on top of his head and then you're taking him down again. I think the only true answer here is Khamzat Chimaev. I really think that, I mean, you think about it, Kamaru Usman, the highest level of wrestling when it comes to UFC, essentially. At least that's what we thought in that moment there. The highest level of wrestling. And obviously he made Khamzat Chimaev look human. But the fact that Khamzat Chimaev just beat him and out-wrestled Kamaru Usman, essentially, that in and of itself just goes to show you how good of a wrestler this guy really is. So when it comes to the wrestling game, easily, Khamzat Chimaev, no doubt in my mind, this guy is the guy that I'm going with when it comes to wrestling. So Ilia Topuria for the boxing, Khamzat Chimaev for the wrestling. Next on the list is jiu-jitsu. This one is a little bit tougher, man, because a lot of people jump right at Charles Oliveira. And Oliveira is a monster. He is not leading the UFC in submission wins for a reason. This guy's a beast. BJJ. He literally is the definition of BJJ in the UFC. Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Charles Oliveira is Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. But Diego Lopes is very good too, bro. Diego Lopes or Lopez, he is very good. His jiu-jitsu is so good that people don't even know how good it is. I mean, do you guys remember the fight with Movsar Evloev? Do you guys remember that fight? A lot of people forget that fight because Diego Lopes came in on, I can't forget, but it was super short notice. This dude came in and essentially almost out-grappled Evloev. You got the positions that he had Evloev in. Lopes was literally folding this dude up like a pretzel. And the only thing that was keeping him from getting a submission was the fact that Evloev has some of the greatest flexibility that we've ever seen. I mean, his flexibility is up there with Arman Tsarukyan. So Diego Lopes is very, very good, and he's a coach for a lot of UFC fighters. I mean, this guy coaches the top level when it comes to jiu-jitsu. Obviously, Charles Oliveira does too. But Diego Lopes is next level. And Brian Ortega too, man. Brian Ortega is slept on. Dude, this guy almost submitted Volkanovski. This guy was this close to submitting arguably the greatest featherweight of all time. The featherweight GOAT. The pound for pound #1 guy a few years ago. Oh, it's such a tough decision, man. I mean, all of these guys are killers. They're beasts. But I think at the end of the day, the only right answer here is Charles Oliveira, bro. Give me Do Bronx, Charles freaking Oliveira for the jiu-jitsu part of my perfect fighter. Next on the list is the hardest hitters in the UFC. The guys with the most power to pound ratio in the UFC. I'm talking back-to-back knockouts of some of the killers in some of these UFC divisions. Now, you may sit here, you may tell me, well, who the heck is the guy in the middle? You know, obviously Alex Pereira he's one of the hardest hitters in the UFC. He is the hardest hitter in the UFC, man. Dang on it. But guys, did you even look over to your right? I mean, are you kidding me? That's Big Daddy Tom Aspinall, bro. That's the dude that's trying to take down John Jones currently as we speak. Dana's trying to get the papers sent out left and right. This dude's scrambling. This is another hard decision. Carlos Prates, I threw him in there. He is very underrated. He's coming off of like a 5, 6, or 7. Actually, let's check this real quick. I think he's coming off like a 6 knockout or 7. Oh my God. Oh my God. What is this, bro? What is this, bro? Oh my God. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 knockouts in a row for Carlos Prates. 10 knockouts in a row. 1, 2, 3, 4 of them made it out of the second round. 4 of them made it out of the second round. 4 of them made it out of the second round. That is insane. And he fought 4 times last year. 4 fights, 4 knockouts in 2024. What a way to end out the year, huh? Carlos Prates is on a 4-fight UFC win streak, with a 5th fight being against Mitch Ramirez, who's actually pretty decent. Never mind. Thiago Moises kind of destroyed him too, so maybe not so much. But, man, dude, that is insane. Prates is a beast. Prates is a beast. So anyone who tells me that he doesn't deserve to be on this list, check the stats. Check the stats. Pound for pound. Let me just give this guy his respect, bro. Pound for pound, man. Pound for pound. I gotta make Alex Pereira bigger in respect to Pereira. Fudge. What am I doing here? All right, cool. That's good enough, I guess. We'll scoot Tom Aspinall over a little bit. He doesn't mind, I'm sure. Cool, sweet. So yeah, Prates is a beast, bro. Prates is a monster. Oh, but Alex Pereira is also on one of the crazier streaks, and you guys know that touch of that. Hey, tell you what. Can I have Prates' right arm, Alex Pereira's left arm, Tom Aspinall's concrete hands, and then all of their power combined into one? I think that'd be the ultimate fighter. Nah. Well, obviously I can't pick all that. Guys, I gotta go with the man that has the best power for pound ratio in the UFC ever. Alex M.F. Poetan Pereira. Give me Pereira for the power, bro, to finish off the 4th pick of my perfect UFC fighter. So far, Ilia Topuria for boxing, Hamzat Chimaev for wrestling, Charles Du Bronx Oliveira for jiu-jitsu, Alex Poetan Pereira for power, and last but not least, cardio. Cardio. Now, you guys may sit here. You may think I'm crazy for even bringing this up and putting anyone on the list. But the man that you see right in front of you, Merab the Machine Dvalishvili. Merab the Machine Dvalishvili has some of the most insane cardio we have ever seen, that Javier Mendez himself says he has seen nothing like it. Javier Mendez, the coach who trains absolute killers on a day-to-day basis, says that he has seen nothing in his entire MMA career of coaching, fighting, watching the sport. He has never seen anything like Mr. Merab Dvalishvili's cardio. This guy is unmatched. He is cardio. Merab Dvalishvili literally is cardio. So the more I think about it, the more I think this list is a little silly. Now that I think about it, it might have even been silly that I made this list. I should have just put Merab Dvalishvili twice and said, hey, you can either do Merab Dvalishvili or you can do Merab Dvalishvili. But I didn't do that. I got to give Max Holloway his credit. He's a beast. He's been through 5-round wars with some of the best guys in the UFC. And he's just come out looking better and better. I mean, this guy gets more energetic during the championship fights. He really does pull through. And you guys know Volkanovski. I mean, do you guys remember when he first fought, the first fight he had with Islam Makhachev? This dude was pound for pound #1 in the entire world. He was coming off of absolutely sweeping through the featherweight division. Bro was him, dude. Volkanovski was him at the time. That guy's cardio was unmatched as well. I mean, do you guys remember in the 5th round, Islam Makhachev was sitting there gassed. He was panting for air. He couldn't even believe himself. He's like, why am I even this far into a fight with a featherweight? And I hate how so many people will sit there and discredit Islam Makhachev's win as if Volkanovski was this freaking bum that like Volkanovski was just his regular featherweight that was just, happened to move up, and Islam happened to fight him for a championship defense. Like, are you kidding me? How dumb does that even sound? How dumb does that sound coming out of my mouth? Volkanovski, the #1 pound for pound fighter at the time, the guy who just swept through the entire featherweight division, okay? Volkanovski was Timothy at the time, bro. Volkanovski was literally him. And people sit there and just discredit this win as if Makhachev just outpowered him. And, oh, well, like there's two arguments to this. There's either, oh, well, Makhachev, you know, he should have destroyed him. He's a featherweight, and he actually had a close fight with Volk, you know? And Volk is good, but he's still a featherweight. And then there's like the argument of like, oh, well, you know, it's Volkanovski. I mean, it's a good win, but at the end of the day, Islam is bigger. Bro, Volkanovski was preparing to freaking go up. This was his opportunity that he was getting after sweeping through the entire division. It just so happened to be that Makhachev, the number 2 pound-for-pound fighter at the time, was the champion. And it just blows my mind because people will sit there and discredit that win, discredit the first Volkanovski win, and even the second one. Even the second one's a high win. Volkanovski coming off the couch, I'd argue, is a better fighter than almost 95% of freaking fighters. Not in the UFC, but like in general. In the UFC, maybe like 80%. I'd give Volkanovski a chance at beating probably 80% of the featherweight division off no camp and coming off the couch. Maybe that's a crazy take, I don't know. But regardless, this guy, people were writing off this win as if like, oh, it's just a regular old featherweight. Oh, he just so happened to beat freaking, I don't even know. I don't even know who to compare it to because I don't want to discredit any of these featherweights. They're all beasts. But it's like discrediting this Volkanovski win while he was number 1 pound for pound in the entire world. Dude looked unbeatable and unstoppable. And for crying out loud, this dude was a freaking rugby player that weighed 230-something pounds and then became the featherweight GOAT. And people sit there, oh, well, he was a featherweight, so, you know, Islam only defends against featherweights, so... All right, cool, man. Great. I don't know. Those arguments, they always get the best of me. But regardless, we're going to finish off with the obvious answer of Merab Dvalishvili. There is no cardio like Merab Dvalishvili's cardio. There really isn't. I mean, he's unmatched. Yeah, you can go back to that Volkanovski against Islam Makhachev, you know, in that first fight. Like, his cardio, insane as well. I mean, otherworldly, I would say. Otherworldly. Seriously, let me see if I can find 5th round Volk versus Islam 1. Let me see if I can find, like, a picture. Oh, the UFC posted it on its Facebook, but I don't want to stream something like that. Yeah, probably won't be able... it makes me so mad that I can't bring it up, but... That 5th round, I just remember, like, Islam was gassed, bro. Islam was gassed. And Volkanovski just looked like he just started the second round of like a 5-round fight. Like the dude looked like he paced himself perfectly. Even though he's going up against a Makhachev, bro. Islam Makhachev. I don't know. It's just so bizarre to me when people sit there and discredit Islam like he's not some sort of monster. You know, and arguably one of the most well-rounded fighters in UFC history. I mean, he's got stand-up, he's got jiu-jitsu, he's got phenomenal wrestling, phenomenal sambo, pure strength, bro. I mean, his strength is unmatched. It's off the charts. It really is next level. But aside from that, I mean, like I said, my 5 categories, my perfect fighter, Ilia Topuria boxing, Hamzat Chimaev wrestling, Charles Oliveira jiu-jitsu, Alex Poatan Pereira for the power, and then Merab the machine, Dvalishvili, for the cardio. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you enjoyed the live stream. Tune in tomorrow. I will be live again for a little bit, probably another half hour, and then I may drop a video as well. So keep an eye out for that. Deuces, and enjoy the rest of your night, guys. Peace.